This is my Monstera Albo that I purchased last December. Unfortunately, this plant started to produce full moon leaves. This means that the foliage for which the Monsteras are so popular will not survive for a long time. The white leaves, although looks pretty, does not contain any chlorophyll, which is essential for its survival. So for the survival of this plant, I decided to cut away the white portions, hoping that the mother plant would produce a greener leaf. Since the stem is mostly white, there is not much hope to get a more green leaves even if I propagate these leaves. However, I decided to give it a try. And there is another note with an aerial root. So these are the leaves that I would propagate in both water and soil. The media I use is a mixture of garden soil, perlite, coco peat and charcoal. The result was disappointing as the new leaf was all white, and so was the second. So I decided to cut this portion since there was few nodes left underneath the soil. Besides removing the white leaf, I cut the remaining stem into two, one with the green leaf and another with the mother plant with only a single node and roots underneath. So after a few months, I checked the propagated plants only to find that the root was rotting. Probably it was because of the excess of the coco peat that I used. So I cleaned this leaf cutting and again propagated it in the water. Meanwhile, the other cuttings were producing its roots. However, after a few months, this plant were either browning or producing only full moon leaves. Finally, one of my last cutting gave some sign of new green leaves. However, when the new leaf emerged, it was all green. This green plant will of course grow into a healthy plant, but the chances of getting variegation in this leaf is very less as there is no variegation in the stem. I clung to the hope that this green plant would produce some variegation, but this plant produced only green leaves. After giving up all hopes of seeing any variegation in this plant, I bought a new one. And not just one variegated Monstera, but two. This one is Monstera Albo and the other one is Monstera Thai Constellation. While buying Monstera Albo, make sure that the stem has more green color and it's interspersed with fine line of variegation.